Hello, my wonderful family. Thank you for your love and support. I really appreciate. There is this our wonderful sister that lived in Belgium. She came to share to us the reason why a lot of women leave their marriage. Immediately they land in abroad. And this has been a controversial question. Why does women do that? And if you really want to know, now let's watch the video. And don't forget to subscribe.
First of all, I just want to appreciate you for all you do for women. You're actually a voice to us, and we appreciate you. My stories or my diaspora journey started 2017. I met someone online on Facebook. That was on my birthday. I was in my final year then in school in Owerri. So I met someone. My friends posted my pictures and he came into my DM. He liked me. He wants to be. I just had a heartbreak then. I told him I wasn't ready for any relationship, but he said he's not here for any delay. He just wants to get married. And I was with my auntie then in Port Harcourt. So I said, okay, let me see how it goes. Then from there we started talking, and then one thing led to another. We started courting. We courted for like 1 year. From 2017 to 2018, then he came back in 2018 and we got married. And then after getting married, he asked me where I would like to stay. I said, okay, since I'm married to someone that is not from my state, I'm actually from Imo State and he's from Edo State. I told him I want to have a relationship with the mom. I want to have a good connection with the mom since he's the only child. I now told him that I would like to go to his mom, to stay with the mom in Benin. He said, is that what I want? He said a lot of negative things about the mom. I said, yes, but I just want to get closure with her. I want to know who she is. And since you've told me a lot of things about her, I want to know her very, very well. So he didn't force me. He kicked against it though, but I wanted that mother-in-law and daughter-in-law relationship. So I moved to Benin after my final year, after I graduated. And the marriage is done. I got married in November, did the court marriage as well. Then I moved to Benin, and then he moved back to Belgium to stay. And then I was staying with the mom. It was really, really a tough time staying with the mom. Honestly, it was really, really a tough time, to the point that I had to pay her 20,000 naira every month for feeding. So she's always complaining that I have to pay for feeding, which I have to. When I complained to the son, he said, yeah, that's my money. You have to give to the mom. I said, okay, no problem. I don't have a problem with that. So staying there, the problems, the conflict was too much. And I spoke to him about it. Then he said, I have to go to Lagos. Then we already put in my papers to join him. But at some point, we didn't legalize some documents, and reason why I was denied visa. And I had to stay another extra year. I said, okay, I do not want to waste time again. Let me do my NYSC since I'm done with school. And then I had to reapply for my family reunion to join him again while I was serving. And then he came out. I was about getting done with my NYSC in October. I got done in October, and my visa came out in August. So I've already stayed 1 year with him, with the mom in Benin, and 1 year with my cousin. So it's 2 years away from him. And all those 2 years, it's been problems. To the point when we had quarrels, he's always blocking me, and I have to reach out to my cousins or my big uncles to talk to him. So I was thinking maybe it's because we are very far away from each other. That's why it's like that. Maybe when we are close, then there will be a change. But I didn't know I was dealing with someone I can't stand. I moved to Belgium. I relocated, and getting there, he picked me up from the airport. We went home, one thing led to another, and then the next month, already that was what I was praying for, because I've already been away from him for 2 years. I said, God, I need a child. Immediately I'm joining my husband. We want to start a family. So the next month I missed my period, and the very moment I told him I missed my period, he changed completely. He was like, oh, you're just getting to Belgium and you're pregnant. You didn't even want to walk. You just got here and you're pregnant. I said, but you touched me. If you didn't touch me, I wouldn't be pregnant. And right from that very moment, he totally changed. Whatever I do doesn't please him. And first time pregnancy, I've never been pregnant in my life. So I got married at the age of 25 after I graduated. I've never been pregnant before. I've never done abortion in my life. That was my first time getting pregnant. And it was really difficult, and coupled with the fact that I wasn't with my parents, I wasn't with my mom, it would have been easier. So it was difficult, really, really difficult. I had a very complicated pregnancy, right from the very first trimester to the end, coupled with the stress, the trauma, to the point that anything I do, when I serve him, I'm not saying this because I want people to say, oh, you're a very good person. No one is perfect. Actually, no one is perfect. But I can say to an extent, I'm a good person. I'm loyal. Yes, I know that. Nobody needs to tell me that. To the point that when I need to serve him, I'm always standing on my feet to serve him. And after serving him, he still complains that I am not doing well. He still complains about the food because the mom has already fed him that I don't know how to cook, which I tried my possible best to make sure she ate well while I was in Benin with her. So all this started and it continued, and the beating came in. And I know I encountered when we went to Abuja, when I was in Nigeria. He came back the very first time. We went to Abuja to fix my papers. The very first time he hit me, he flogged me with belts. I kind of took in the pain, and I didn't voice out. I didn't tell my parents. I know I'm wrong on that side, but because I love this person, and that's why I had to cross states to be with him. And when I got to Belgium, it became worse. Whatever I do doesn't please him. He's always clamoring it in my ear. You have to go and work. You have to go and work. Even when I'm pregnant. He said people that are pregnant, they go to work, but I'm here sleeping around, lazing about. I said, I'm seeing a lot. I'm going through a lot. While I was pregnant, a lot of times he brought out blood from my body. And for one day, I never called on the police for him because I love this man. When I say I love him, I truly love him. And I understand the fact that if I eventually call police for him while I was pregnant with the blood and everything, when the police comes, they are going to take him to prison. And I don't want a situation whereby my son is going to grow up and ask of his father, and I'll be the reason why he's behind bars. And I know when he comes out from behind bars, his life is going to be miserable. Reason why I didn't push. And I don't want to also hear people say, oh, they don't carry you, come abroad now, you've changed, you put him behind bars. All of this, coupled with the love I have for him, I never called the police for him one day until after our child turned. After I had my baby, 9 months after, he said I have to go and walk. I said I'm not healed properly, even till this very moment. Where I had my baby with cesarean section. I carried the child for 41 weeks. A lot of traumas, every time cry, beating, and here and there. And I had the child. I almost lost my life, not for the fact that I had a very prayerful mom, which I told her she should help me. The very day I was going into the theater, I told her to go to the Blessed Sacrament, and because I'm a very good Catholic and I believe in my faith, I told my mom to go to the Blessed Sacrament and lie down there because I know I might not survive it, because he has already instilled a lot of things that I'm going to die. Bringing out this child, am I giving birth to Jesus for him, that I'm going to die? So all of those were in my head, and I was scared I'm not going to make it. After my baby was 9 months, he said I have to work. I said, okay, time has come for me to go and work. I need to work through. But I told him I was not healed, but he said I have to work. Then I need to support him, right? I said, okay. But when I came to Belgium, honestly, I did all my best to support him. Because while I was pregnant, I stood for hours. I know how to make hair. I stood for hours to make hair, to bring my own support to the table. And whenever I make hair, I can get like 100 euro for one client, 80 euros, sometimes 70 euros. And each time I do that, I put the money on the table. I don't touch the money just so I could support him. But it wasn't enough. It was as if I wasn't doing enough. It was always like, oh, you came to Europe, I gave you paper. So many people have been here for 10, 15 years. They didn't get paper, but they just came immediately and I gave you paper under 1 year. You should be grateful. I was like, but you married me. You're in love with me, right? If not that, why would you say all of this to me? I had to resort to doing the menial job he got for me. And the very first day I went for the interview, came back, I got the job, I got the contract. He sat me down on the dining table. And he said, yeah, now you have the job and your pay is like about 1,550 or 1,600 euros. And he said I have to give him 1,000 euros every month. And I looked at him, I was like, 1,000 euros? Why would I have to do that? Yeah, I brought you to Europe. you need to support me. I said, yes, even if I have to support you, at least ask me to pay bills, ask me to pay electricity, which is about 100 euros, or water bill, not for you to ask a whole 1,000 euros from me. That's more like slavery. He said, yes, if you can't do that, you have to stop the work. You don't have to work. And already, while I was living with him, he made me, I have no friends. I don't go out. I have no connection with people. I have no friends. Even till today, the only friend I could say I have is one lady from Sierra Leone who has been there for me. So he cut me off from so many people. The first month, I gave the person I call my husband 1,000 euros. The second month, I gave him 1,000 euros. The third month, I gave him 1,000 euros. Then came the fourth month, which it was our son's birthday, sometimes in September. Our son was 1 year in August. That was in 2022. And he was asking for 1,000 euros. And honestly, I was the one that did almost the birthday stuff. What he did was just to buy drinks. And I did the rest of the things, from the souvenir to the foods and everything. And I told him I do not have 1,000 euros to give at this point. Why don't you allow me work a bit and I'm going to give you the money? That very day, September 7th, was the day my life changed. Was the day I saw her. I saw pain. I saw agony. That was the beginning of my problems anyway, here in Belgium. I don't have the money, honestly. And I told him, he said, if I don't have it, then I'm going to leave his house. Where am I going 1 year and 10 months in Belgium? I don't have a friend. I don't have uncle. I don't have auntie. I don't have sister in Belgium. Where do I go to? And even I had the 1,000 euros, I would have given. And if I didn't want to support you, as you said, I wouldn't have given you 1,000, 2,000 to the point of 3,000 euros in 3 months. And you're working. You're taking the whole money from me. What he said was, I said, I have family. He said, if you know you came here to support your family, then your parents could have gone to Belgium embassy to get you a visa. I brought you here. I own you. You're my investment. That was a lot of words he said to me. And then I didn't have the money that very day. I told him I don't have it. The person I called my husband asked me to leave the house. He went into the kitchen, brought out a knife, and said if I don't leave, that he's going to end my life. I looked at the world, and my world and that was the very day I had to call the police. For the very first time in my 1 year and 10 months stay in Belgium, I picked the phone and called the police after I had recorded everything, because I know who I was dealing with. He's a chronic liar and he's going to deny everything. I picked the phone, I called the police, and I told the police my life is in danger. And if you people don't do anything, I'm going to end my life and just let it be like that. So the police came. They asked me if I have where to go. I don't have anywhere to go. My paper was about to expire because I had 4 months when I was leaving, and he said if I leave they are going to deport me. I said, well, it's fine. If they would be deporting me because I choose to leave, I choose to leave an abusive home, then so be it. Let me go back to where I'm coming from. But I'm not leaving this child for him, because he wanted me to leave my child. This is the child that had the cesarean section, and I am not leaving him for any reason. So he said, okay, I should watch out, they are going to deport me. I said, okay. Then I left that September, and sometimes November I needed to renew my resident permit, because he's the only person that can renew the paper with his pay slips, because I'm living under him. Then November came, he asked me to make an appointment. I made an appointment for November 22, 2022. And that very day came, I have an appointment for 9:45. I called on him around 15 minutes before the time. I said, I have an appointment, and you said you're coming. My ex-husband said, come on, go and sleep. I told you they are going to deport you. Just watch out. You need my papers to renew so that you'll be here and live your life and take money back to your parents. That's not going to work. They are going to deport you. I went in with